welcome back to the Chatty Chairwoman. Thank you so much for stopping by. Don't forget to hit the like, the subscribe, the notification button before you exit the boardroom. So good to have you here, board members. We're going to talk about love and marriage Huntsville. I don't know if it's just me, but it's getting kind of boring. It's like repeat. I don't know. And Melody is so quiet now, but it's getting kind of boring. So it opens up with Tisha telling Marceau to come outside because she wants to talk to him about the photo and being at the hotel, because Ms. Wanda, if you recall, said Marceau told her he was at the hotel. So anyway, Marceau comes out to the car and he tells her he was in Atlanta in January. He did meet up with a friend and his friend Chris was there. So Tisha sheds a tear and then she says, why is it that people don't want us to be happy? And Marceau goes on to try to convince her that he loves her and the only person that matters is his family, and that she should not allow outside influences and people in social media to help to feed her fears. So we move right on, and Maurice and Kimmi invite Martell over because they're not inviting him to the housewarming party. So they're saying that Martell cannot come to Jalen's housewarming party because they're going to invite Melody. Let me tell you, this is such like a waste of 5 minutes of airtime. This was not necessary, but once again, I said they're dragging it out. I guess they didn't have enough content for this season, maybe because Melody doesn't want to shoot with Martell. But these little filler conversations are really starting to drag out everything. Remember the filler conversation with Maurice and Destiny? I mean, it's like, and then there was a filler conversation with Kimmi and Destiny at her shop, and she's inviting her to a party or something, to the Galentine. So a lot of these scenes are starting to really drag out the show. Maybe they should just bring in more people. Just bring in more people, but don't, have people go from business to business, to house, just talking about simplistic stuff and stuff we don't heard for 3 seasons, because you're wasting the time. Just bring in new people, bring in new energy, rotate some of these people out because it's really dragging. So it goes on and on and on, and Kimmi tells Martell that he's a troublemaker because he commented on the post that Marceau put on social media to confirm that Maurice was actually in Atlanta on the boys' trip. So she felt some kind of way, and Martell admitted he was wrong. He said that's why he called immediately after he made the comment, because he realized he was wrong, and apologized. So they just told him, you're not invited. Again, what did we say? Tiffany and Lewis need to open up about their lives, come up with a real story. Them trying to have a baby is the biggest farce, right? They know they're not trying to have no more children. They know it. They coming up with this storyline, and it doesn't even appear to be authentic. So that's my opinion. I don't think it's authentic that they want any more children. I think they were like, okay, what else can we talk about? I mean, we really need to see their lives. We don't even know what Lewis does. Do we know what Lewis does? I don't think we do. Now, we did see her in her office, Tiffany, about 2 episodes ago. Still don't know what she does. Don't know what she does. There's no depth to them at all. They're just there, okay? Now, I can say they match very well on their confessionals. They look very good. We're going to give them those points, right? So, Tiffany starts a fire. She tells Kimmi that Martell is having a wine tasting party. His final one is going to be in Atlanta, and he had invited all the guys. So Kimmi says to Maurice, why didn't Martell tell me this? We just saw him the other day. He didn't even mention it. And Maurice said, well, he forgot. Clearly, Kimmi was livid. She was so pissed off that Martell played her, basically, by withholding information. He did not tell her, oh, by the way, I am inviting Maurice to this party in Atlanta. Because Maurice found out the same time she did when Tiffany opened her big mouth. So Tiffany is the bone, what do you call it? The bone carrier, the bone collector. She's there to tell all the dirt, but we want to see what's going on in your life, right? So they move right along. Kimmi brings Destiny and Stormy together to try to get them to reconcile. And they go back and forth, and Destiny gets up and leaves. Once again, a wasted scene. It didn't work. It kind of gets weird when Marceau and Tisha arrive, and Tisha and Mel don't speak. So Maurice and Marceau point out the fact that they are not communicating. They're in this living room, in this small space, and they're not even saying hi. I guess that's never happened before. Interesting to see. Melody barely talked this whole episode. I guess she's tired of it. She's over it. I guess if she's not filming with Martell, basically there's nothing for her to talk about. So she brings Stormy on to do her dirty work. But there's nothing for her to talk about. So she sat there quiet. It was kind of boring. Only until the one that can bring it, and Miss Wanda shows up. And Miss Wanda says she's glad everybody's here. She heard they've been talking about her daughter, and nobody better talk about her daughter because she's going to set them straight. Did like the fact that Jalen told her not to curse at his mother in his house. That was so cute. That was a very cute moment. But Wanda came ready. And I got to say it again. Wanda looked great. She is really bringing the style. She's looking more age appropriate, right? Because with the waves, I was like, okay, how old is she? And how old is she? What's going on here? But she looking really classy. I love the hairdo. Kudos to Miss Wanda and Tisha. They are the most fashionable, because Kimmi always looks great. But when you see growth in someone in reality TV, you got to give them their kudos. I see the growth. So we will see how this all turns out. And Wanda reminded us that she told Tisha all her life, don't mess with people who don't buy shoes that don't come in boxes. So I'm going to end it on that note, because that is a pretty heavy statement that Miss Wanda said. If the shoes don't come in a box, you shouldn't be buying them. And if people don't know that, don't deal with them. Because there's a certain kind of person that has the knowledge and the know-how in the class to know your shoes are supposed to come in a box. That was the best 5 minutes of the whole episode. So I hope it's going to get better. It looks like it's going to get better because Kiki was a part of the sneak peek for the next episode. So we shall see. But Love and Marriage Huntsville has to do something different because it's dragging. And the word on the street is Melody's going to get her own show. So maybe she wants this one to tank. Because once she's off, they have to carry on. But let's just think about that for a moment. If Melody does get her own show, who will be the star on this show? They will definitely have to bring in more people, because Stormy, we can't understand what she's saying. You know, let's be honest. She's a firecracker, but we can't understand her. Destiny is reacting to other people, even though she did come in, strong and throwing shade. Tiffany is boring now. After they checked Tiffany and Maurice checked her about Monster, she's quiet now. She's quiet as a church mouse. And I mean, Kimmi's not going to bring the dirt. Kimmi wants to protect her reputation as a professional off the show. So she's only going to be the peacemaker. I've never seen Kimmi really get into any drama. Even when she was mad at Maurice about this wine tasting party in Atlanta, she showed it, but she held her composure. And she is not going to be the fire starter. That is just not who she is. And then Tisha's not strong enough to be the fire starter, right? Even Dr. Heavenly said on Carlos's King Nightcap that Tisha comes off as a very weak woman. Yikes. So Yikes. And you know, Dr. Heavenly from Married, Married to Medicine, and throw some shade. That's what she said. Tisha comes off as very weak. So I'm going to leave it right there. But if that rumor is true and Melody is on her way out to her own show, then who would carry this show? But all I know is they got to do something better. They probably need to keep Kiki on there because they need some energy, right? Kiki is like the fire starter. So anyway, that's all I have to say. I'm signing off. This has been the Chatty Chairwoman. Hopefully, board members, next week, Carlos and them will give us something spicy and hot and interesting. Because right now, all of this is dragging. Love and Marriage DC is the fire. Thank you so much. Thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button, or the notification button. I don't know why every time I talk, it feels like I'm losing my voice. Anyway, I appreciate you. Bye-bye.